Welcome everybody to What's Up Bolts. I'm Fernando Ramirez. That's Sunglass Don.
Just cut the shit, Frown. Let's get to it. I am not happy, dude. I am not happy.
Is that why you're at Moe's?
Yeah, I've been here for the past freaking. I'm trying so hard to watch my language now. I've been here for the past, probably since August. I knew what the hell was gonna happen.
Well, you owe me 25 push-ups for that swear word right now.
25 push-ups. Hey, I'm not wearing the gear and I'm not at the place, my guy. It doesn't work like that, or else I'd be jacked.
Well, obviously, we're here for you guys. Packers beat the Chargers 23-20. They fall to 4-6 on the season. That puts them in a rough spot, Dan, playoffs wise, but obviously I know you're gonna be like playoffs, so I'm not gonna go that route.
Who the hell is talking about playoffs for now? I'm trying to make sure the son of Odin finishes the year.
It was a rough one to watch, I'm sure, for Charger fans. I mean, Jordan Love 27 of 40, 322, 2 touchdowns. That was he was his first time ever throwing for 322 yards. They ran the ball. I mean, the running of the football. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I mean, they didn't do huge numbers, but it was still 28 carries for 102 yards, 1 touchdown. Jaden Reed was an electric player for them.
Few big plays.
Dontavian Wicks, 3 catches, 91 yards. Romeo Dobbs, 5 catches, 53, touchdown. Jaden Reed, 4 catches, 46. And Dan, it was just a rough game. We'll get to the Chargers offense in a bit, but I think it's the defense at the end that kind of struggled at times, and they literally let Jordan Love kind of have their way with them, especially late in the game. Let's just get to it real quick. Obviously, going into halftime, the Chargers were up 13-10. They come out, they kick, or they were up. Sorry, it was 10-10 at the half. Chargers come out, they stall at the goal line. After Keenan Allen drop. Keenan Allen had a huge game, by the way. They decided to kick, and then the Chargers and the Packers traded punts 13-10. Then the Packers drive up the field. In five plays, they went 70 yards. It was Love to Wicks, 27-yard gain. Then a couple of plays later, it was a throw to Dobbs. Kraft ends up making a catch. He goes out of bounds after 27-yard play. Then a couple of plays later, Christian Watson catches an 11-yard pass from Jordan Love. Next drive, Chargers drive up the field, 5 plays, 72 yards, but then Austin Ekeler slips. He gets up, he fumbles the football. It's recovered by Rashawn Gary. Then after a Green Bay punt, the Chargers come up, drive up the field after there was a huge play to Keenan Allen. 11 yards, 17 yards to Keenan Allen. They go up the field, and then Keenan scores a 10-yard touchdown. By the way, with that 10-yard touchdown, I know obviously it's rough right now, but I'm just letting you guys know, with that touchdown, Keenan Allen amasses 1,000 yards on the season. That's the 6th time in his career. And obviously, I'm just giving you guys the little synopsis.
I'm sure he hits his incentive somewhere around there.
Then Green Bay comes back, and on a 3rd and 20, Jordan Love makes a pass to Asante Samuel, or makes a pass to Wicks. Asante Samuel Jr. hits him, defensive pass interference. So 3rd and 20 at the Green Bay 15 turns into a first down on a 24-yard penalty that turns into a first down. Then a couple of plays later, Jordan Love hits that was the play. So then Jordan Love hits Wicks, and Michael Davis isn't able to tackle him, and he takes off for 35 yards. Then on the next play, Dobbs goes right by Michael Davis. He's trailing him, 24-yard touchdown. And the Chargers punted. Then they turned it over on downs on a 4th and 1. Herbert tried to pass it. It was knocked down. There was a play on that one, though, 3rd and 6. Herbert tries to go deep to Quentin Johnson, and he drops it. So that kind of ended the game right there. And obviously the Chargers fall to 4-6. But Dan, before we go to Brandon Staley, just initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts is this is exactly what I said they can't get into. We talked about it during the preview round. If you get into a low scoring game with the Packers, they are going to pull it out. I'm pretty sure I said this on Thursday. If not, I said something similar. You've seen them, they're a bunch of young cats out there. They're trying to figure it out, but they can sling it. They can move the football. Obviously, they were down 2 running backs today, so it was just the A.J. Dillon show towards the second half and everything else. But just blunders all around. You have guys not tackling. I don't understand why Michael Davis is still on the field at this point. I don't know why. I thought Leonard's is last name, but I thought he did solid in the what's it called, the Lions game. Yeah, he had a few good plays against Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's not like he's anything to sneeze at. I'm sure he could have done something against some of these guys who are less known and everything else, and a lot younger and everything else. But just a lot of just basic mistakes, not wrapping up, not freaking filling the gap, just a lot of drops. Drops were the talk of the town probably for today. They couldn't get the run game going. Just a lot of bad stuff all around. And the other thing that I would say is this, the way Kellen Moore was hyped coming in about scoring points and everything else, he looked bad today. He looked like he got out schemed, especially towards the red zone and everything else. They had to settle for field goals against this team. And it's like, this is one of those games where we talked about like the Bears and like the oh hell, there was a game right before that. I just can't remember who it was. I think it was the Raiders, like the Bears and the Raiders, younger quarterbacks who those are the games you want to get out in front, try and demoralize them. Don't let them stay in the game because those are the guys who are always wildcats, either because there's not a lot of tape on them or whatever else. And that's what they did today. They let them stay in it. And that's what happened. Because you saw last week, he almost led a game-winning drive last week, Jordan Love, but obviously fell short because there wasn't enough time and everything else. But it was just ugly football today, and they couldn't pull it out.
Yeah, I completely agree. Now let's go to Brandon Staley and let's see what's going on with all what he has to say after the Chargers loss.
Takeaway is that one of the messages is not really, obviously you're talking to the players every week. Every week we're talking about fundamentals. Every week we show them the officiating videos. Every week we're talking about it. And so all we can continue to do is emphasize it. And I know that our coaching staff's doing that. I know that the message is getting across. We're not getting the execution on the field.
Defense has struggled all year. Dating back to when you got there, still haven't made any kind of significant changes. Will you keep saying the same things, doing the same things? You still, I guess, why?
I have full confidence, like I've told you, and like I've told you from the beginning. I have full confidence in our way of playing. Full confidence in myself as the play caller, in the way that we teach, and the way that we scheme. Full confidence in that. We got to bring this group together and do it consistently. Okay. And that's where it's at. So you can stop asking that question. Okay. I'm going to be calling the defenses. Okay. So we're clear. So you don't have to ask that again. Yeah, he wasn't, we weren't communicated well enough in that situation. And he turned him loose.
I think your fan base would hear full confidence, right? In everything that you're doing, and they see the product on the field, and they would see a disconnect there. So why?
I'm not here to talk to the fan base. I'm here to talk to my players, the locker room. I know that we give ourselves a chance to win every single week with the game plans that we have. Okay, and we have done it here. You guys act like we've never played good defense. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. You act like we haven't made any improvements. Today in the run game, we played outstanding. We're rushing the quarterback well. What we got to do a better job of is in the passing game. And that's where our full attention is. And it's where it will continue to be. There were a lot of other things that caused us to lose today. It certainly wasn't our defense. It was the way we played as a team. We didn't play well enough on the red zone on offense. We dropped too many passes. Okay. We gave up a few killer sacks. Okay. We did this as a team. Stop making it about one unit, because that's not what happened out there today. Our team lost, and I am fully responsible for it, and I take full responsibility. But we lost as a team today, and that's the storyline.
I understand that. It's not a personal shot at you or what you're doing. Again, it's just the stats say again today, Jordan Love had the first yard passing game, I think, or something like that. Rodgers, he had one of the best games of his career. It's stats are showing that consistently. This defense is letting up big games to just about anyone. So that's why a lot of questioning is that way.
Sure.
Changes. So that's what we're asking. We're talking about changes in the defense.
We have made adjustments throughout the season. It hasn't shown up exactly in a an impactful, consistent way. But we have made changes. We have made adjustments, and our players know that. And we're going to continue to work hard at it. We're a little bit past halfway, and we'll see what progress we make moving forward.
The last two possessions you had, second to last one, Justin's under a lot of pressure. We've seen it a few times now.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good rushers over there, Jeff. So it's known pass. They've got a lot of good rushers over there. Thought we did a good enough job of protecting the passer today. But the story for us on offense was the way we played in the red zone. We moved the ball the whole day, but we had a bunch of drops in the game that really inhibited our ability to score the football. And again, we had a fumble, and that was the story. They had one takeaway, we didn't. It happened, in the red zone. And I think on offense, that was the story for us because we drove the football and moved the football well today.
Quinn had a big drop there on the final drive. It's something that we saw when we were watching every practice. He had a lot of drops. Why is that part of the game? It's not coming out from your perspective.
Well, you were also at training camp, and he made a lot of big plays in training camp too. So you need to do, your reporting justice because he had a really good training camp, and he's improving as a player. He had a tough down there. We're going to keep going back to him. He's going to be an outstanding player. We love coaching him. And Justin's going to continue to go to him. And the more he plays, the more he's going to be able to knock down, opportunities like that. I don't.
Damn.
That little death there at the end.
Damn. I thought this was about to turn into some WWE stuff round where it's like, if you want me to kick this guy's ass, give me a hell yeah. Damn.
One thing I did not like from that, I'm just going to be completely honest. You kind of threw your offense under the bus to save your defense. If you notice, like when he's saying that, he's like, "What we had multiple drops. We couldn't protect the quarterback. This, that, like, it was kind of like, yeah, both sides struggled. Like nobody's saying that there's not, but like your defense just allowed the opposing quarterback to have a great day. Like he had a career game today. Jordan Love did. He didn't turn He had thrown 10 interceptions on the season. He had none today. They didn't turn the football over. And then they lost Aaron Jones and that other running back at one point, they just, I don't know. I just
and that's exactly what that one guy asked. I don't know who it was. I wish they would give him mic so you could hear the question a little bit better. Oh well, shout out to him. That's what he asked. He's like, well, the reason we're asking these questions is because a lot of guys are having career days against you. If I heard him correctly, if I didn't mishear him, and it's like, yeah, that's why we're going to continue to ask about the defense and you play calling and stuff like that, because guys consistently are having career days against your defense that you take so much pride and joy in. Like, I understand the question's going to annoy the hell out of you. How do you get them not to ask that question? Consistency. Get through it. Try and get through these games and limit these guys. But, I understand. I'm a put on the little bit of the coaching hat. I understand the frustration sometimes coaching. And you're doing all the right things. You're trying to teach them and everything else. And just for whatever reason on game day, it doesn't show up. I totally get that. But, unfortunately, this is the men's league, dude. It's not like it's a high school where you're limited or whatever else. This is the best of the best, dude. You've got to figure out which best of the best, which 1% of human beings on this planet are you going to pick from? Like you've got to get the right guys.
And this is your defense now.
Yeah.
This isn't whatever Gus Bradley and Anthony Lynn kind of left at the end. Like, this has been your team. You guys have spent all this money on this side of the football.
Yeah.
And it just hasn't materialized, and you're still struggling. Like, I understand. Okay, you're going to say they didn't run the football. We did well stopping the run. Dude, but that's because the other team can see that they're just going to straight up pass the football.
Yeah.
And like, what Jordan Love, how many incompletions? He had 13 incompletions. Like, and a couple of those were like they were swinging him around and he would just like throw it into the dirt.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is that, like, and again, I'm not like, both areas deserve criticism, but your defense has consistently for the last 3 years been pretty bad. I mean, and I understand going back to the Jacksonville game. your offense had some mistakes in the second half as well, but your defense also could not stop Trevor Lawrence and that team.
Yeah, to have 4 touchdowns on 4 drives, like that's not, that should not be happening.
It's been consistently all year long this year. I mean, forget his tenure, just this year alone.
Yeah.
Like Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, like that Chiefs first half, like that showed you a lot of what do you
the
that
management.
what they have is Travis Kelce. So and then last week, Amon-Ra St. Brown goes nuts on that touchdown on last week with Amon-Ra St. Brown. He went untouched. Even if they were playing flag football, Amon-Ra St. Brown is walking into the end zone for that touchdown. So I think that's the thing, is that Dan, if I would have asked you, and I'm not trying to knock the Packers, would you have known half of the receivers that today made an impact?
Of course not. No.
I mean,
the only one is Watson, because he was there with Rodgers for a little bit. The one year.
But I mean, obviously I did, because I needed to I had to do my research and everything.
Obviously,
the week.
Yeah.
But no. But you you know exactly. You're not gonna know Dobbs and Wicks and all these other guys And that's the thing, is that Wicks had 3 catches for 91 yards. And then he was also responsible for that penalty on the Asante Samuel 3rd and 20. But that's the thing. Explosive plays is the thing that you're just dude, what is going on? Why does this continue to happen? And that's the problem. The Chargers have allowed on 3rd and 11, they've allowed 10 conversions this year on 3rd and 11 or more.
Yeah.
This season.
And the players have talked about
that. My bad. No, that's 11 now because of that last. But that's the thing that we're talking about, is that there's times where they just look too smooth, and the quarterback just he's back there and he's
chilling.
Boom. Yeah.
But this is exactly what I'm getting to, and this is what I've been saying since the beginning. I don't understand some of these personnel groupings, because I don't understand really what Michael Davis gives you over some of these other guys, besides he's getting paid more than him. And I'm sure they don't want to pay a guy $6 million or whatever it is to be on the bench. I don't understand why he's still in there. And today showed it. If you can't just basic tackle and make sure they don't, you already give up the catch. It is what it is. It's going to happen. But for you to just ghost wrap up or whatever and not bring him down, that to me is inexcusable. The other thing is, I don't understand why, Henley or they're not mixing in other linebackers, because clearly I don't think the Kenneth Murray experiment's working. You send him on blitzes and he's getting stood up and stuff like that. There was the one time he got in there, but I'm not going to give that too much.
Well, he's the one that on the Kraft, the 27-yard catch, he's the one that missed on that time. Remember the one where?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, where the tight end blocks him. Yeah.
No. I'm talking. Yeah, well, that was another play. I'm talking about the one where I was gonna say Tua. Jordan Love throws it down to the Kraft, and Kenneth Murray's the one defending him.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. And he just touches him. He doesn't even push him out of bounds, dude. What are we doing out here? That's what I'm saying. I think the personnel grouping's all wrong. Part of it. I don't understand why we're not just giving other guys looks, see if they got something, because right now I think
in their mind they're still playoff chances in their minds.
Yeah, I understand you have to be, because that's the mentality.
But when you're down receiver 2, receiver 3,
tight end 1,
and obviously Donald Parham had that miss on that 4th down, but then after that, he that's the thing that I was kind of
picked it up a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of okay, he had that drop, but then he kind of made up for it. Keenan had that drop. Well, he had 2 drops, but he made up for it in the end. That's the thing, is that there's Keenan, and then everybody it's kind of tough to know who is the next person up, because it's supposed to be Ekeler, but Eckler's making mistakes. He doesn't look the same.
No,
he looks a tad bit slower. It's just not. It's just and obviously the offensive line hasn't been good at all.
No.
Also, they haven't been good. They haven't been able to open up holes. It's been Justin Herbert today was their leading rusher, 8 carries, 73. Ekeler wasn't bad.
Well, actually 73.
I'm gonna pull a Brandon Staley right here. Ekeler had 10 carries for 64 yards, which is an average of 6.4. That looks good. But he had that 37-yard run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So don't 37-yard run.
Stats is manipulated. I don't buy half of that.
Yeah, so it was just It was not a good look.
Then
And
he
then
had two bad slips, dude. It's like I'm sure their
Yeah.
practice facilities in grass, isn't it? Isn't their practice facility grass?
yeah, but I mean, you heard like obviously playing at Lambeau. That's why it's so tough because their field is unique,
this
I
is-
guess, in a sense.
This is a $1 billion organization. You're
But-
telling me you can't find these guys the proper cleats for that?
No,
being outdoors?
I completely agree with that. But I mean, now you kind of wasted the good performance by I mean, yes, like obviously Keenan might have had 3 touchdowns today if he would have caught those other 2. I get it, but I mean, even the Fox was like Mark Sanchez and them were saying, dude, the sun is
Like,
like,
you could tell the sun
fans,
was
like,
right there.
yeah, you could see that fans were doing that. Now I get it, but like Keenan at least redeemed himself and he made the grab. And I mean, Keenan's been that guy this
Either
year.
way, you know he's the man, dude.
Yeah.
You know that guy. If he messes up a play, he's gonna get it back. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
but I mean, but like
there's
the
a
Quentin
fat
Johnson,
drop from him and everybody
would have
else.
walked into with his speed. He would have walked
Oh
into the
yeah,
end
he would have
zone
been gone. But
with
that's
that,
another thing. He had multiple drops today.
Yeah,
And it's like now that's going to beg the question, why do we have first rounders dropping the ball? Just like why do we have first round guards not being able to pass block and not be in Justin Herbert's lap? Like these type of questions are going to arise. And now I think my biggest question right now is, was it a mistake to put Sawyer at guard? Because I think from last year's performance, he must have been riding a high and everything else. Now his spirits might be in the dump. So who knows how you're going to try and reconcile that? Who knows what you're going to do moving forward? But that's not going to be easy because the guy was good at tackle, and you move him inside, which is already asking a lot because like we talked about on the show in the preseason and everything else, it's a lot different type of player you're going to have to block. It's a lot different type of mentality you need to have, and it's a lot more difficult because in there you're taking on the 300-pounders, the 290s, the this and the that, and you have to be a lot more physical than you would on the edge. So that's going to be the interesting part to me. I don't know about this Trey Pipkins experiment. Not a huge fan of it, but
and then at the end of the game, you saw they were throwing like they kind of didn't pressure all that much, and at the ends when they started sending that pressure a little bit more
because of the Miami tape, that's all you have to do. Look at the Miami tape. The only thing I think Herbert needs to be a little bit smarter. You know, he should know by now his release is so low. These guys are batting things down like crazy. You know, when he's getting pressure like that in his face, he does need to escape because his release is not going to get past him. Like
on that 4th and 1, I get you didn't have any timeouts, but I would have gone with something different just because Stone Smart did not look like he was open on that play. If that's where he was going to go.
Yeah,
he did not look open. So
no. But I mean, you weren't effective in the run game. Like you couldn't. This is what I've been saying the whole time, which is going to be the problem. Like if Herbert is your leading rusher, and Allen is consistently your leading rusher with a gap between everybody else, like receiver. That's going to limit a lot of what you can do on offense. Like I don't understand yet why these defenses haven't just literally just kind of stacked the box a little bit to give either the run game pressure or Herbert and just go. What's it called? Just go double team Keenan. That's how you're going to limit this offense. That's how you're going to limit it. All you have to do is take away his primary receiver and collapse the pocket. That's going to be hard for any quarterback to beat.
And next week, it doesn't get any easier. Baltimore comes into town.
Oh, and you know they're going to bring pressure because let me tell you something. If I'm Baltimore right now game planning against them, I'm going to let Stone Smart beat me. I'm going to let Jalen. I don't even think we saw Jalen Guyton, actually, now that I think about it.
No, he didn't suit up.
Oh, well, wow. Lovely. Nice. I'm letting Quentin Johnston beat me. I'm letting Stone Smart beat me. I'm letting everybody else beat me, even Ekeler, except Keenan Allen. Because right now, I think he threw Allen, I think, had 100 yards, and I think Herbert
10 receptions, 116 yards.
What did Herbert throw for?
260. So basically, he had 140. Well, no.
Yeah, I'm not a math guy. So what is it?
Yeah, he had about 144 to like everybody else. So
yeah, exactly.
So between Parham and Smart, he had another 100 and.
Yeah, but that was two big plays. Two big
and
plays.
8 yards.
I think they both had two big plays.
So basically, without those 3 guys, Quentin Johnson 2 catches 21, Erickson 1 catch 12, Ekeler 2 for 6, and Darius Davis 1 for negative 3.
So he wasn't even present in the passing game. Yeah. So my God, dude, Ekeler.
Oh yeah, no.
Then they couldn't get Joshua Kelly going, even with the few reps that he gets. Usually he gets going. So
But I mean, six carries is almost nothing for like.
that's why I'm saying. That's why I'm
gotta-
saying you need to get at least a 10, 15.
And then
try.
I was surprised that Darius Davis got no like carry and nothing, like not even trying to get him going a little bit, like trying to put him in the backfield.
I've been
do
saying that
something
one
with
for a
him.
while. I've been saying that one for a while, but everybody hates on my boy. I don't know why. But just bad football, dude, today. Like this is a team that had nothing going for them. They're at the bottom of their NFC North. I think they're at the bottom. No, it might be the Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah, it was the Bears. A lot of young guys out there. Even the announcer said it, which I mean, I'll take Mark Sanchez over Tony Romo any day. He was talking about how they're trying to get these young bucks to learn how to win games. Well, today they got a prime lesson in how to win games because that was just, you would think that you'd be able to handle them a little more because you have more vets on your team and everything else. Like it's just I couldn't believe what I was watching half the time, honestly. Like I just fundamentally just terrible. And that's why it's like it goes back to what's going on in these practices. And that's why he's so frustrated and everything else. Like,
And that's why I mean, I don't want to say we because I wasn't there, but that's why the questions are being asked. Like, what
But I mean, you got to do your job and ask them. I don't
Yeah.
understand where, like, I understand the frustration, but like, you have to do your job and ask it. Like, it is what it is on that point. But yeah, like, Jordan Love looked comfortable back there half the time. Like, it was just crazy. And again, like you've said, the explosive plays is what's killing this team right now in these one-score games. And it's just unbelievable to me that that it's like they pulled up the stat too about Herbert, how many points he's put up versus how many points have been allowed. But he's still the problem apparently in everybody's eyes. I don't understand that. Guy was running for his life today. Leading rusher. Like every time you rushed the football, I was, having a heart attack because I don't need this guy getting banged up any more than he already is. So
I just don't like that's why I've said this last month of the season is going to be really, and I'm just trying to be honest, Charger fans, it's going to be frustrating for you guys. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just because
I'll tell you right now,
there's no I already got it in my head. I can tell you. Are you ready?
Okay, you're smarter than I am.
Okay. Next game is Baltimore.
Ding. Do you got a ding?
Why?
I'm saying like because you got it right. Ding.
Oh yeah. The week after that, it's New England.
Ding.
After that, Denver comes to LA.
Ding.
Then you go to the Raiders on Thursday Night Football.
Ding.
Then you come back to play the Bills. Then you go to Denver, and then you finish against Kansas City.
Yep.
But that's what I'm saying. Like none of those games are gimme. Maybe the last one because Kansas City will be wrapped up to the division probably by then. But
the history of this team, Frau, they could put backups in there, and this team would make them look like all pros, and they were the starters.
By the way, I still remember that play by Eric Weddle. Like that was such a
Legend.
They were about to punt the football. He catches the
Fakes
ball
it.
and throws himself over and then he ends up getting the first down.
Yeah, fakes it.
Backups.
But this is why.
Quarterback.
This is why we said earlier, okay? Oh, it was the Jets. That was the other team I was thinking about. This is why we talked about this past season, why you needed to get off to a fast start.
Exactly.
Because everyone you have left, I understand New England and the Bills are going through rough times right now. They're not going to be easy. The
Broncos games are going to be tough.
Broncos games are going to be tough. Exactly. And I don't want to toot my horn, but I said that one was going to take time and they were going to figure it out. But what do I know, Frau? What do I know on this program?
You don't have to tell me. You have to tell some other individual.
But anyway, they always have a tough time.
Who do you have to tell?
That's comeback Gilberto. They always have a tough time playing.
Look at that. That's how bad Dan's doing right now that he doesn't even want to.
It's terrible, Frau. I don't understand. Like, again, I have said this before. Some of these guys they keep re-signing are the same ones that got Anthony Lynn fired and everybody else. So I don't understand what's the disconnect in expecting a different result. That's what I don't understand. It's like I don't like the idea personally of moving guys around, offensive line guys, especially like they're in the NFL. Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it because I'm sure they've practiced that position for decades. So that's always a tough ask to begin with. But it's like the type of trying to piece together a line with whatever you have in the deck. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that. Corey Lindsley being down again is huge, and you're noticing that.
By the way,
yeah.
Herbert, I think Herbert is healthy again. The last 2 weeks, there hasn't been one pass where I'm like, oh, dude, like, oh,
No, he overthrew someone today. Yeah, he
No.
overthrew someone today, I think.
who?
Or was that Jordan Love? Maybe that was Jordan Love. Never mind.
No, that
Never
was Musgrave. That was
yeah. He
Jordan
overthrew
Love.
him. You're right. I don't think
But-
Herbert overthrew anybody.
No, but well, last week I think he overthrew Keenan on a potential touchdown, but then they ended up getting it. But you could tell Herbert's starting to get healthy again. He's feeling his touch and everything. But you're like going into the season, a lot of people, Darth Vader, thought that
my bad.
that
My bad for all the audio listeners and everybody else. If you hear me breathe, I apologize.
And that's the problem moving forward, is that this is going to be a tough schedule, the way the defense is. And that's the thing. He got so defensive about his defense, and I get it. That's because you're the one calling the plays and everything. But dude, like,
that's what,
that's the, like, I get it. Like, but that's what I meant. Like, well, I don't know. I just think that I just think that it would be smart at this point to just relinquish the play calling duties and just focus on being a head coach. Just be like, you know what, let's just do this.
Well, you saw Sirianni do that, I think, and it changed it around completely for the Eagles in his first year. I don't know if anyone else.
I thought it was last year when they went to the Super Bowl.
No. I thought it was the first year.
Oh, it might have been the first year. My bad. Okay,
first year, halfway through. Yeah, like I don't know if anyone else has done that, but I mean that's why you hire coordinators, dude. Like you have to delegate, because you have to have your hand in everything. Like you have to run the team.
Yeah, you're right. 2021 midseason, he gave it over to Steichen.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know. Like, I think it takes a special breed of cats to do it, honestly. Like, I don't think there's a lot of Andy Reid types. I don't know.
But Andy Reid is like later, and like I feel like some of these guys kind of do it a little bit later and not early.
Okay, fine. I don't think there's a lot of McVays or Shanahans that can. Well, McVay, I guess, sort of. I don't know, but whatever. That's a different story. McVay, there's not a lot of McVays and Shanahans that can do it, especially because also, like, you know, maybe is it Derek Ansley, the quote unquote defensive coordinator?
By the way,
he brings a different perspective and he can get the defense rolling a little bit more. Whatever else, like.
By the way, I'm not trying to make more of what anything is or whatever, but like you could tell Herbert was frustrated, especially when they got that delay of game penalty. Like I had never, like, he just spiked the football down, kind of. I mean,
screamed at his ass. He stared his ass down.
Yeah. He kind of pulled a Phillip Rivers on that one and got really fired up with that. And you're like, okay, maybe that's a kind of a scene of what of kind of what's been going on and everything. But it just, and I'm sure the players are frustrated. Nothing's clicking. And it's kind of like at one point, like, and that's what's going to be really interesting about the rest of the season. At what point, or what's kind of the tipping point? So, because I mean, 4-6, that's hard to.
I think it might be here. I think it might be here in my mind, in my opinion. I think this is gonna be it right here, because again, I think they're either a game behind. I think Denver's only a game behind, right?
No. They have this now. No, I think the Chargers have more losses now than Denver does.
Oh, really? Well, that's even worse then, because you're at the bottom of the AFC.
Yeah, the Broncos are 4. The Broncos are 4-5.
Oh, but they play tonight, right?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Who's going to be at the bottom? If the Broncos win tonight, they're 5-5. But if
the Raiders,
why are they? Oh, because they already played. Duh. So they'd be 5-5. Yeah. So the Raiders would be in last place tonight. If the Broncos win, the Broncos go to second place. The Chargers should go to third, and the Raiders go to last. Because I think the Chargers have the tiebreaker on them.
I think this is my opinion, right? Because we talked about this a little bit off air when we were watching that video. In my mind now, you give a press conference like that, what's the mood in the locker room? If the head coach is already getting frustrated, and I don't want to say not having answers, because obviously you're not going to give the media a lot, I assume. I've never been in that position, so I don't know. I assume you're not going to give the media a lot. And you could tell what you're seeing on the field. I don't understand where he's seeing the progress. I understand he's going to defend it like it's his child. I respect it, of course.
Well, I mean, it is his child.
Well, I know, but that's why I'm saying, like, I understand he's going to defend it. But the progress, I haven't seen it. You know, you want to talk about the run game, But it's like, I don't understand how you're going to tell me a team that's struggling, you kind of hold down the run when last week you played a real competent team, gave up 200 yards rushing. I don't understand where that translates in the in between, but that's a different story. But if he's already getting frustrated, right, and he's that angry with the media, what's the mood in the locker room? That's a genuine question for me. If that's his mood, going through the meetings, being with the team and everything else, going through the game and everything else, what's the mood in the locker room? Because everybody forgets these guys are professionals. The check is going to cash one way or another. At what point are they going to maybe be, well, this is kind of it right here. I think if they lose the Ravens, that for sure is going to be probably it. Because if they lose to the Ravens, you know, they might lose on the road to New England. Then right there, you're at what, 4-8?
8.
And you play a Broncos team at home. I don't know how inspired they're going to be. Maybe some of them, it'll be a pride thing because they're tired of losing and stuff like that. But I think right here might be the catalyst. You should have done what you needed to do to get to 5-5 against a young team who's underperforming because they're trying to figure everything out and everything else. They're trying to figure out how to be professionals. In my mind, what this kind of looked like was like when a high school team plays a team full of, you know, junior and senior players versus a team who's got a bunch of sophomores, a few juniors, and a few seniors sprinkled in here. Like they were total young bucks today, in my opinion. The what's it called? The Green Bay Packers, especially at crucial positions. And it's like for you not to be able really to cause havoc, force Jordan Love into some bad throws and some turnovers, I think that says a lot. I think that says a lot about what's going on. There's times again where they bring pressure and they still can't get back there half the time. No, we suck again. There you go. Nice little soundbite. But you know, that's just my opinion right there. I think right now is the perfect time to start mixing other guys in there because clearly you don't want to tackle. You need to get off the field. I don't care what your position is. That is inexcusable right there. Not being able to tackle. That in my mind is just I don't know if that's, you know, the pure image of how bad it's going, but you know, that's just really bad. So yeah. So this is kind of the tipping point where it might get uglier from here.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It just, and I mean, that's the thing. The one turnover kind of did change everything for the Chargers. I mean, not because I mean, obviously they fumbled and I think it was just, it turned into a punt, but that doesn't matter. What mattered is the Chargers could have scored there. Like the Chargers could have gone up. Like
even if they score a field goal, even if they score the field goal,
they were 0-3. They were 0-3 in the red zone. And you thought because the Packers missed a field goal, that might come back and haunt the Packers, but no, it ends up being that fumble that kind of killed the Chargers' momentum. And then obviously the Quentin Johnson drop, and I know Herbert got sacked towards the end a little bit. I think there was like 1 or 2 times where
and then they had a punt after that, I think.
Yeah, where he got sacked. So it was here. Right before the 2-minute or at the 2-minute warning. Rashawn Gary brought him down. So, I mean, everything that we basically talked about, Dan, on the preview show is basically what happened.
Yeah.
And that's why I told you. That's why I went with the Packers, because I did not think that the chart, like, it's like we said, like, it's Keenan Allen, and then there's, like, levels to it. Like, everybody, like, there's not somebody there, like a Mike Williams or even a Josh Palmer who is right behind him.
Gives you a little more, yeah.
Yeah. And then, like you said, Gerald Everett's not there. And then there's other pieces there that are just not there. And I mean, I thought what the Packers did at the end was double Keenan, and they kind of took him away. And that's why on the last 2 possessions, the Chargers couldn't move the football because Keenan was basically taken away. So it's just, I'm sure this is frustrating for the players. I know it's frustrating for, obviously we just saw Brandon Staley was frustrated. So, I mean, moving forward, I don't know what's going to happen, but this is just not a good look, especially because obviously he's getting short with the media, and that just more and more shows the level of frustration. But
and more importantly, what's the message in the locker room now at 4-6?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's not like, if you look at some of these other coaches, you know, it's not like, you know, the first year was, you know, 12 or 13 wins, the second year 12, 13 wins, maybe a playoff win, and it's just a down year. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, you know, what's going on right now in the Bengals locker room, the message is a lot different than the message right now. You know what I'm saying? Like just different trajectories. You know, you haven't really seen the peak or like the climb, if that makes sense. You've kind
Yeah.
of see it always teetering, just hanging on by a thread. So I think that's the biggest question right now. What's the message in the locker room to these guys? Because
But this is a
obviously,
familiar trajectory that we've seen with the last
exactly.
two. And I know everybody's going to say, "Oh, it's a different situation," and I'm sure that's what they would say. But no, it's not. First 2 years, successful Mike McCoy. First 2 years, successful Anthony Lynn.
Yeah.
First 2 years, I guess, successful Brandon Staley. And then in the third year, it kind of just goes. It kind of goes down from there. So that's just that's what's happening right now, and that's what's happened in the last 10 years. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen moving forward, but it's just not a good look all around, just because you have a young quarterback who is easily a top 5.
You have talent on the team. You have talent on the team.
You have pieces, but you need to fill all the rest of that team out. And that's the thing. Like, you have Keenan Allen, you have Justin Herbert, and you have Rashawn Slater, but it's like, but then you need pieces at other positions. And then on defense, you have Derwin James,
dog.
You have Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then you have, I'll put Thule in there, a young player
getting going.
But then there's other pieces that,
and you know what's the biggest thing? We haven't even talked about this yet. That Joey Bosa injury, that does not look good. Like, I'm not a doctor.
He was on crutches.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, but I assume he's done, or he might be.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
I never want to put.
Sorry, let me not speculate. Sorry, my opinions reflect only me and myself, and not the program. My bad, but it does not look good. I expect him to be out for. Well, I guess we'll see. I won't speculate again. I was about to fall for the okie doke for now, but it does not look good. Especially, moving forward. Who's that third pass rusher? Really, at this point, and you saw last week who they play last week. Oh, the Lions. You didn't really see them get after it. I don't remember them really getting after it like they did 2 weeks prior against the Jets and the Bears. Today, the times they were in there, I don't think. Well, actually, Khalil Mack got 2 sacks. Never mind, I'll take that one back. But it's just not to the level where you need it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just it's
disrupt the timing. And another thing is this: I still don't understand really why they're not pressing more. I still see them kind of giving a lot of cushion. That I'm just like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, I don't understand the cushion. I don't understand the cushion idea and stuff like that. I'm not a huge fan of it because everything is timing, especially with young guys. Everything is timing. You have to disrupt the timing to have success against these people. And so I think, like I said, I think it's just going to be harder moving forward. And I think this is just, the tip of the iceberg for now.
Yeah, no, and I mean, we'll see what happens. But it's just, like we said, it's just not a good look. It's like we said, the players are frustrated. You could tell everybody's frustrated, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. But again, we appreciate you guys so much for jumping on with us. Thank you guys again. We will be back this week. We'll release it Thanksgiving morning, the preview episode, but we know obviously it's a tough week. We won't have a guest this week just because, I mean, unless I'm able to get somebody, but I think it's going to be tough with it being kind of
and everything else.
In a sense, a short week, but we will let you guys know. Again, thank you guys so much. You know what? Maybe we bring on Hilberto and we do something with him.
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's a special week, different, celebrating.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
I know you're thankful for him.
No, I'm thankful for my boy, of course. I'm not even gonna lie. I am thankful for my boy.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to follow or to comment, subscribe. Don't forget Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit the notification button so you guys know when we release an episode. Again, thank you guys so much. Have a good rest, or have a good, I mean, obviously it's gonna be
Don't
tough.
Let this affect your week. Have a great Thanksgiving. Hug the people you love. Eat
you're gonna say that on the Wednesday episode.
Drink responsibly.
You're gonna say that on the Wednesday episode.
Tell a compa.
Yeah, be a compa, tell a compa. Thank you guys again so much. Again, tough loss, but remember, it's the holiday season. Be cheerful. So thank you guys so much. Have a good one.